There is only a few periods in time in ancient Egypt as interesting as the Amarna period, the time when Egypt was worshipping only one god, led by a pharaoh who was to be forgotten by all. Today, we will have a look at Akhenaten. First, we have to have a look at Amenhotep III, his dad. He has been a really successful pharaoh and looked forward to having his son succeed him. Now, the crowned prince was Thutmose, an older brother to Akhenaten, then still named Amenhotep. But Thutmose died prematurely, and lo and behold, suddenly Amenhotep was learning the ways of being a king. Not long after, he succeeded his dad and became Amenhotep IV, the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. Ever since he became the new pharaoh, Amenhotep liked to shake things up a little bit. First few years were kind of okay, but later on he insisted on a completely different art style than the previous established style of ancient Egypt. One of his first grand projects in this style was the beginning of it all. A temple to the Aten at Karnak. Aten wasn't worshipped as much before. It has been around as a manifestation of a sun god, depicted as a disk with many arms reaching out, and young Amenhotep loved it. He actually loved it so much that in around the 5th year of his reign, he changed his name to Akhenaten. Karnak suddenly wasn't enough for a deity of this importance, and so the pharaoh did what none had done before, construct a full new city on an unbuilt land, all dedicated to the great Aten. The new city was to be named Akhenaten, which, yes, it sounds confusing. The modern name for it is Amarna, which is where the name for this period comes from. The city grew fast, and soon the pharaoh and the royal family took residency there. Akhenaten was married to Nefertity, yes, that one, and had 6 daughters with her and even more kids outside of that marriage. With all his family in the new city, Akhenaten went a bit ham, and slowly but surely, all other worship but the Aten was not welcome. The Aten resided with the royal family, which put them in the center of religious life and, in theory, gained the pharaoh more control over the priesthood that may have been getting a little bit too powerful. But this is just a theory. Nobody knows for sure why Akhenaten got so fixated upon this one god. He literally built him a city, composed him a poem, and later in the reign defaced any other god. A lot of the people followed the new religion mainly because they had to, and it seems that not many were really excited about this development. When Akhenaten died, things became a bit foggy. There were a few short reigns after him, possibly his own wife Nefertity taking up the mantle of pharaoh for a little bit, but it all ended when a small little kid got to sit on the throne of Egypt. His name was Tutankhaten, a son of Akhenaten by a secondary wife, who listened to the priests around him, who restored the old religion and at last renamed himself to Tutankhamun. Hello, I wanted to try some new editing tips I've been playing around with, so why not make a video about one of my favorite guys? This is a very bite-sized overview of a very complicated reign, and I think if this got you interested, read more about the Amarna period. It's fascinating. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and bye bye.